Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity on the River's virtual Sunday service for August the 2nd. I am Reverend Ogun Holder, Senior Minister. I am glad you are choosing to spend your time with us this morning or whenever it is you are watching this service. Let us begin with a centering opening prayer. So I invite you to close the eyes, take a deep breath, and become centered in this moment. Becoming as fully present as possible to only this moment. Connecting with the heart, opening the heart, setting the intention to use this time, to use the songs that are sung and the words that are said as the inspiration to remind you about the transformative truth that you are in this world. You are divine, and the divine is made known through and as you. So I am grateful for you. I am grateful for your presence, and I am grateful for the face of God that you are bringing to the world today. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen and amen. So today, as always, we've got a great service, great music. We've got our music director, Meg. Lynn is back. Yay, Lynn. And we got the boys in the shed, Brian and Keith. So for right now, let us turn it over to Meg and Lynn. Wake us up.
Yeah, let's go. 2, 3, 4. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up to the wonder that makes us. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up to the wonder that makes us. Only one I know. Only one I know. Make the choice to grow. Make the choice to grow. Lead us all to show. We are God's Spirit. We are God as human. We are God's Spirit. God's Spirit. God's Spirit. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up to the wonder that makes us. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up to the wonder that makes us. Only one I know. Only one I know. Make the choice to grow. Make the choice to grow. Lead us all to show. We are God's Spirit. We are God as human. We are God's Spirit. God's Spirit. God's Spirit. Good morning. So good to be with you, beautiful Unity community. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Meg. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you back.
Hi, everybody.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices of the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God of love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify the voices of the wind.
Thank you, Brian. Indeed, we are here to testify to love, and the way we do that best is by being love, being kindness, being compassion, not just love in words, love in action. That's how we do that. But of course, we do that from a place of loving ourselves first and accepting all of us, being fully in love with ourselves. So today's talk is actually wrapping up the series I've been doing on when things fall apart. It's called The Path is the Goal. And part of the path that we continue walking is that path of loving ourselves, and in so doing, being able to be that living testimony for love. So I want to ask us to center in a meditative space right now, to be open-hearted, to hear the words of the talk in a much more receptive and open way. So wherever you are right now, whether you are sitting, whether you are lying down, I invite you to get comfortable for a time of meditation. I invite you to gently close the eyes and begin to center in, begin to relax. And do that first by connecting with your breath. Simply notice the flow of breath as it enters and leaves the body. Notice those moments of stillness between each breath. With each out breath, allow the body to relax a little more. Sink into the chair, the bed, wherever you are. With each in-breath, imagine the heart opening. Let this be a time of effortless noticing of the breath. And should you become distracted by a sound, a sensation in the body, a thought, simply notice it without judgment and return the focus and the attention to the inflow and outflow of breath. Let us just breathe as we center even more in the stillness of the heart. We are here to awaken the love within, to awaken to the love in the world. We are here to be transformed by love. We are here to transform the world with love. We are here to awaken to the divine within us. We are here to awaken the world to the divine as us. We are here to experience the inner peace of God. We are here to be the peace of God in the world. So as we rest in the silence, let us remember and affirm, I am divine. I bring God to the world. I am divine. I am here to bring God to the world, to be the love, the abundance, the peace that is God to the world. We remember that wherever we are, God is, because we are here to show up as God. Let us remember as we end our meditation with surely the presence, that indeed surely the presence of God is in this place, in any place, as us. Let us sing, surely the presence.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Thank you. So today is the day I bring the talks centered around when things fall apart to a close. And if it's felt like I've been talking about this book for a really long time, it's because I kind of have. I started this 12 weeks ago. This is talk number 9, because if you remember, we took a break for a little bit, about halfway, to do 3 weeks of the talk series, The Face of America, around the work of us as spiritual seekers in transforming the racial justice situation in America with my friend, Dr. Joel Brown. So I think this is the record for the longest series of talks I've done on one book, 9 parts. But there's so much in here. And it's very fitting that today the talk title, as I mentioned, is based on one of the last chapters. It's called The Path is the Goal. As opposed to reaching an objective, the path, what we're doing, is the actual goal. And I do want to remind folks that I'm not a huge student of Buddhism. I've read a lot of Buddhist books, but I've not done a deep study of Buddhism. There are others in our congregation who are actually much more prolific students of Buddhism than I am. But when people ask me to describe unity, and I'm sure many of you get this question too, when you go out in the world and you mention you belong to a unity community, and they're like, well, what's that? What's unity? And, you know, we try our best to explain it. And some of you have heard me say this before. This is the catchphrase, my 3-second elevator pitch I say about unity. Unity is really for Christians who want to be Buddhist, but we're not ready to give up God or work that hard yet. And it's kind of a humorous statement. Some have taken offense to it, but it's sort of a true statement. And I say this because in Buddhism, believing in God or accepting God as a reality is optional. Buddhism is a philosophy of how we live in this world. Okay, so one doesn't have to believe in God to be Buddhist. They're Christian Buddhists. They're people who hold the idea of themselves as divine beings who are Buddhists, and they are even atheists who follow Buddhist teachings and philosophies. And that last part, not want to work that hard, yeah, that's the part some people have a lot of trouble with. But it's true, because for many of us, unlike Buddhists or serious Buddhists who have a commitment to a consistent, daily, multiple times a day meditation practice or deep study, or however or whatever path of Buddhism they follow, many in unity and other New Thought traditions may not be as committed to a consistent practice. If this does not apply to you, don't take offense. If it does apply to you, don't take offense. Just meditate more. Just practice more. You know who you are. And I'll call myself out too. I'll call myself out. For many, many years being involved in unity, I didn't have a consistent meditation practice. I didn't consistently remember and apply the teachings for every single situation in my life. I saw unity as a great Sunday morning experience to walk into, and that was it. That was my experience for many, many years. So I'd like to invite us, as we move forward from this moment, to remember that it's not about the Sunday morning experience. It's truly about how we choose to be and live these unity teach-ins Monday through Saturday as well, and Sunday afternoons. You kind of really don't get any time off with this because life just keeps on going. So we can find solace in the teachings. Buddhism has a similar principle. When in Buddhism they talk about finding refuge, they speak of what they call the 3 jewels of Buddhism, the threefold refuge, which is the Buddha, the Sangha, and the Dharma. So the Buddha, not referring to the person, but the idea of the teachings that allow enlightenment, the mind's perfection of enlightenment is the Buddha. The Sangha is the monastic community, and we have a Sangha. We are a spiritual community, and we provide guidance and support to each other. That's the Sangha. And the Dharma itself are the teachings and the methods of the Buddha. And some people view the Dharma as a universal truth that's common to all of us all the time. So the Buddha, the Sangha, and the Dharma. And in this last section, the author, Pema Chodron, reminds us that somehow we keep distancing ourselves from the Dharma, from the teachings, the methods, that universal truth. She says, it's as if we regard it as a philosophy or a crash course in self-improvement. And no matter how often we are encouraged to make meditations and the teachings relevant to our emotional life, we continue to forget to apply it when we get stuck. I'm going to borrow my new favorite phrase that I learned from my friend, Dr. Joel Brown, during that series, or rather during one of the workshops he did, which is, I'm not calling anybody out, I'm calling us in. I'm calling us in to take a look at ourselves and ask ourselves, honestly, how many times do we forget to apply the teachings when we find ourselves stuck? And what do I mean by stuck? Stuck is when we are in the habitual pattern of reacting, when we get triggered and and anger comes up, and rather than take a look at the anger as an indicator of where we need to do some more healing work, we blame and we lash out and we say, that person made me mad and what they said upset me. That's one of our stuck habitual patterns. Another one is that we close down and close our hearts when we think we might be hurt by a given situation. We anticipate the pain, and therefore we close ourselves out and we disconnect from others. Another habitual pattern we get stuck in is when we think there's not enough, what do? Rather than give, we hold on tightly even more to what we have, and we begin to hoard. It's the very opposite of what we do to demonstrate and bring abundance into our life. And finally, another stuck habitual pattern, which I think we can all relate to, again, guilty as charged, is thinking that we have some measure of control. And often our desire to control is, again, being triggered, being afraid, wanting to avoid the pain, and therefore we seek to control the situation to prevent ourselves being hurt. These are some of the habitual ways of thinking and being that we walk in the world. And to go back to what she says, what we learn in Unity's teachings, or even Buddhist philosophies, they're not these like, I get it, I understand it when the minister said it, or when I read the book, therefore I'm good. No. It's about every single moment application, so that when these things happen, when we are triggered, because we always will be, because we're human, and when we get angry, or we feel offended, or we feel attacked, or however we feel that negativity and we perceive what's coming our way, to go, oh, I see what's happening here, and remember it's an invitation to apply the teachings, to get centered, to realize where within us we need to apply love and healing energy. And then from that place of centered healing and love, respond. She says the key is to changing the habits of our mind. We create our situation by how we use our mind. That's what she writes. And if that sounds familiar, that's Unity's third principle, which in essence says that thoughts have creative power to determine our events and attract the experiences that we want to have. So if we want to have loving interactions with people, no matter who they are, We have to train our mind to respond differently when they say and do things that we don't want them to say or do. Responding lovingly does not mean that we've given agreement or permission for their words and actions. What it means is that we come from a different place. As he said in the meditation, we're here to be transformed by love, and we're here to transform the world with love. We can't do that if we don't allow ourselves to keep practicing the meditation, the self-reflection on the off hours, so that when we are in situations, now our natural response is to turn within, to seek love for ourselves, and then to be the love for others. Pema Chodron writes that the Dharma is in each act, each thought, and each word we speak. Each act, each thought, and each word we speak. Perhaps we'll get it better if we put that in an order of beginning with each thought. I would add each belief, then each word, and then each act. That's a more natural order of flow of things. Let's remember, sometimes when we get triggered, we bypass the thoughts and beliefs. We just go straight to words and actions. So in realizing this, we have to realize then that it's not about, enlightenment is not about understanding a profound or divine teaching. It's about acting from that place, from that teaching, and applying it in every situation that comes up. And since situations will always come up, we're always going to be doing this. So applying the teachings, that's the path. That is the goal. Not to reach some place of like spiritual and divine enlightenment so we're never triggered. We're always going to be triggered. Doesn't matter how enlightened we think we are. You remember a little guy in the Bible called Jesus? Yeah, the way shower, the Prince of Peace, the one for whom unity's teachings are based on, his words and his actions. Even he was triggered into anger. And he took it to the next degree by expressing that anger. If you read the story about him and the money changers in the temple, when he goes to Passover and he sees the horror that they're doing, taking advantage of people and turning the house of God into an opportunity to cheat, steal, and he loses it. And he chases them out. In one version, he whips them as he's chasing them. Even he was triggered. So it's not about doing it perfectly. It's about just remembering to do it. The path is the goal. Every moment we remember to be in the evolution of our experience, of our thoughts, of emotions, and remembering that therefore the source of the wisdom, the source of our transformation, the source of our healing is whatever is happening to us right now in any given moment. And the fun thing about life, air quotes on fun, the fun thing about life is that often the people that we expect least to trigger us are going to trigger us. Our best friends, or minister. I was going to say our family, but our family's always triggering us. That's not a surprise. Other people in our spiritual community. Choices that or leadership on our spiritual community make. The people we least expect are going to be our triggers. You're welcome, by the way, because when we trigger each other, we are opening up an invitation for healing and transformation. We just got to remember that that's what's happening. And so doing, the path is the goal. Two other things she says. When we find ourselves in a mess, how we relate to it determines what happens next. It takes the same amount of effort to make ourselves miserable or to make ourselves strong. So what are you going to choose? It's up to you. And then she gets clear. What should I do about the fact that somebody's angry with me? What should I do about the fact that I'm angry with somebody else? Basically, the instruction is not to try to solve the problem, but instead to use it as a question about how to let this very situation wake us up further rather than lull us into ignorance. That's powerful. And if it sounds like something I've said before, it probably is. Because it's a message we need to keep hearing and we need to keep remembering. When I was in seminary and they were teaching us how to prepare a talk, they said one of the basic ways of preparing a talk is tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them what you told them. So this will always be my experience as your minister, just to keep reminding you in many different ways. And on any given day, depending on where you are, you're going to be, yes, that's why I listen to his talks. Or, oh, hell no, I'm done listening to his talks. And it's basically the same message. The path is the goal. Earlier this week, I watched the funeral service of Representative John Lewis, who, in case you didn't know, was also an ordained minister. And it was a powerful, moving service. Brought tears to my eyes at so many different times as people recounted his life and his experience. The man known as the consciousness of the Senate. A man who literally bled for people to experience the freedom to vote, to be seen as equals. And there were a lot of quotes by him in a masterful act of, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, pardon my French, but John Lewis, he was such a badass. He wrote an opinion piece for the New York Times, which he asked not to be printed until the day of his death, of his funeral. So on Thursday, this came out. I'm sure you can Google it, New York Times website, and see this piece that he wrote. And it was powerful invitation that he's always invited us to do, which to get in some good trouble, to be that presence of transformation. But here's something, a quote that he said some years back that we don't hear often. Like I said, he was a minister and he attended, church his whole life. And here's what he said. It is not enough to come and listen to a great sermon or a message every Sunday morning and be confined to those four walls or four corners. You had to get out and do something. The path is the goal. Allowing these teachings to transform you, and in every moment of your life, transform the situation by leaning on these teachings, by living these teachings, by awakening to love and being the love, by coming to a place of inner peace within you so that you can be the peace in the world, by bringing harmony to you so that you can bring harmony and justice to the world. The path is the goal. And I am so grateful and honored to be on this path with you. Let us not think that any of us are at the end of any path. There is no end. So we are simply here, as always, to show up as the fullness of the divine, because the fullness of the divine is the essence of who we are. So remember, everything that shows up is an opportunity for you to show up as God. In every moment is the opportunity for you to practice and to be the healing for yourself, and in so doing, the healing for the world. We're here to support each other in this. So let us be that. Let us be the divine. Let us show up. Namaste. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Lynn. I'm so glad she's with us again to share some of her amazing music. Take it away, Lynn.
Thank you, Ogun. It's wonderful. And I would like to say that, this has been a really powerful series that you've been doing, and, combined with all that's going on in the world and the recent passing of John Lewis, the song, When the Lightning Strikes the Tree, we carry on. So we carry on. When the lightning strikes the tree, he said, it's time for me to go. It's been so long since I've been home, and I am ready. So he closed his eyes and left, just like that, to watch us from a different vantage point. And we danced to his memory. When the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, I will be gone. Together we have walked over jagged rock, the crooked desert path, sustained only by faith in the sacred that awaits there. Spirits dance among us, they dance with us, they dance through us, they dance for us when we are too lost and scared to care. When the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, I will be gone. When the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, we carry on. The tree gives its life to the people in a manner so sacred we can only hope to be as holy. We who turn away from love because the fear won't let us feel it, we beg forgiveness on bended knee. But when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, I will be gone. When the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, when the lightning strikes the tree, we carry on. 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 Carry When the lightning strikes a tree, just carry on.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, carry on indeed. So a few announcements before we close today. The first thing I want to announce is the next book that I'll be doing my talk series on, and it's called Spiritual Partnerships by Gary Zukov. He's the author of Seed of the Soul and from way back when, Dancing Wu Li Masters. I figured since we just spend a lot of time really focusing on transforming ourselves, now I always say relationships, and I just don't mean intimate partner relationships. I'm talking about family relationships, work, colleagues, spiritual community, friends. Anytime you're in relationship with another person, it's an automatic opportunity for spiritual practice because they're going to trigger you at some point in time. So this book is about transforming relationships into indeed spiritual partnerships. I won't be starting it for a few weeks, but I'm telling you about it now so that you can go ahead and order it and get some reading done ahead of time. But what I'm going to be doing next week and for the next few weeks is I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things, movies. It is summer and I've missed going into theaters, all of the summer blockbusters are being postponed and so on, but they're still great watching out there. And there are great movies and TV shows that can serve as spiritual inspiration. So between now and next Sunday, I want to invite you to get on Netflix. All of these are going to be on Netflix because most people have access to Netflix, and watch a miniseries called Unorthodox. It's a 4-part miniseries. Each episode is about an hour long, so you have plenty of time to watch it. If you like me and you like to binge, you can knock it out in a day. It's called Unorthodox, and it's a story about a young woman who chooses to leave her ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jewish community. It is based on a real story, and it's a powerful, powerful story, a powerful movie. If you are receiving our newsletter in your email, I included a series of questions to ponder and ruminate on as you are watching the series. So please check out the newsletter for those, and I'll get it up on the website eventually if it's not there yet. But check it out. Netflix, the series is called Unorthodox, and I'll be talking about that next week. Also coming up on Saturday, August 8th, the church is having a yard sale to help us move through some more of the stuff that we have at our church before we, or as we continue to pack up. You can be the recipient of beautiful items such as these. I got these at the bookstore blowout sale at our farewell service. These, they are, I guess, Buddhist sort of decorations. Got them for a song. Yes, literally a song. No, I paid for them. But we're having a yard sale, and a yard sale is basically name your own price for stuff. So come on out. It's going to be cash only. So Saturday, August 8th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Some of you have been asking for us to have a community meeting to start to talk about what's next and where we're going in terms of the building, location, and all of that. We're going to have that on September the 6th. Right now, if you're asking why wait so long, it's because right now, the board, the staff, we are focusing on packing up and relocating. We found a really nice office space in downtown Amesbury. That's just going to be where we are centered for right now. That'll be our operating hub so that we can continue to have a base of operations. So we're making the final arrangements around that. And over the next few weeks, we will be packing up and moving stuff over. We would love some of you to help if you'd like to come help us pack. Keep an eye out. We're going to post a schedule and a sign up so that we can maintain a safe number of people in the building at any one time. I know we want to forget, but there's still a pandemic happening and we still got to be safe. So if you want to help us out, watch out for that schedule and we will let you know what times you can come and what we need done as well. So I think that's it in terms of announcements. As always, thank you for your donations to us so that we can continue to do what we're doing here on Sunday, that we can continue to pay the bills we have to pay. We will have some extra unplanned expenses coming up associated with the move, because remember, we don't get proceeds from the sale till after the sale. So we would appreciate some extra help this week, donations wise, so that we can cover those move-in expenses that we will have. So head over to unityontheriver.org/donate to leave a donation, or you can set up easy given by text on your phone by texting the word give, G-I-V-E, to 833-702-4337. You'll receive some instructions. It's a one-time setup, and then quick as a flash, you can just text the amount you want to donate as well. You can still send or mail a check to 58 Macy Street in Amesbury. That'll still be our mail-in address for the next 3 weeks. And I also want to invite you to stay connected with your community. If you're watching this Sunday morning and it's not 11 o'clock yet, you can join us for virtual hospitality. And you can always join me Wednesday, 2 p.m. for midweek meetup and meditation. Instructions for both of those are on the website, unityontheriver.org. So I think that's it for right now. Thank you as always for being part of this spiritual community in all the ways that you are. Let us join together as we sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth."
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And we are richly blessed.
Love you all.
Great day.
Yeah, have a great
We'll see some of you in hospitality.
you at hospitality. Bye.